Your time to shine has come. I say that moment is now, that day is today. The title of my message is Letting Go and Living Free. As I've said many times, in my view, the master teacher, Jesus of Nazareth, taught a path to freedom on every level. Freedom of mind, body, and spirit. Freedom from everything up to including freedom from death itself. And I think that this song paints a picture of a path over anything that might be holding us back in our lives. Letting us know that, to me, the Spirit is the bridge over anything that troubles us. Anything that used to pull us down or hold us back. We have the power to release and let go of and be free of that burden. I bless and release all that no longer serves my highest good. We all carry a weight of some kind or other. Resentments, hurts, some of them quite old. Habits. Anyone carrying any bad habits? Willing to admit it? No, everybody here. Okay. After the service, I want you to teach me how you got there so I can get there too. Little things that we do. Have you ever replayed old arguments in your head? Everyone going, I'd never do that. Have you ever needed to be right? Everybody like, don't, everyone just lost something under their chair. They're like, are you looking at me? Yeah, I'm looking at you, but I'm also looking at me. Have you ever hung on to the need to control something way beyond the place of utility? In Matthew chapter 11, we read, "Come to me all you that are weary and carrying heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." There is a path that the teacher has taught to release any and all of the things that might be holding you down, holding your spirit down, holding you back. And today I want to share about how you can begin to go about releasing them. This is, of course, a lifelong journey, but I will tell you that it works. It works. There are many here I know could attest to it. I'm going to guess every person here could, don't worry, you don't have to, come up here today and share with us a significant story of healing, of letting go, and of the lightness that comes over us. How our light shines brighter. You can see it in our eyes. When we release things, our light shines brighter. We operate in a universe of divine flow. Holding on to anything that no longer serves our highest good blocks that flow in our lives. So if it helps you, you might think of this work as ways that you're releasing anything that are preventing that divine flow from flowing fully, loudly in your life. I want to share a practice that we have in Unity that you know about. It's called denials and affirmations. Right? This is a way that you can begin to recognize what it is that is holding you back and begin to let it go. The first step in any healing is awareness. Right? We cannot be healed from something that we can't even see ourselves. And sometimes when we see something in ourselves that's a little less than flattering, we would rather go back to where we couldn't see it anymore. But I invite you instead to see that as the opening of a door within you to healing that thing. Nothing is healed in darkness, right? Anything that is ever healed is healed in the light of day. So if you're seeing something in yourself that is troubling, smile and say welcome and thank you and invite it on in, make it a cup of coffee, and make friends with it, because it is here for a reason. It is ready for you to let go. If it wasn't, you wouldn't be seeing it. But if you are seeing it, know the time has come. You know what your work is. You know what to do. Once we see it, and the first step in this denial and affirmation process is that we deny, not that it's there, of course, but we deny that it has power over us. Right? We are no longer going to allow it to have power over us. We are setting the intention, we are making the decision to release it. Now, it may not disappear instantly, that's okay. But we decide its time has come. And we can say to the Spirit, I am ready to let this go. You might have no idea how to do it. You might think it's bigger than you somehow. That it somehow has a power over you that is too great for you to overcome. And it does not. That's an illusion. So you simply affirm within yourself and to the Spirit, I am ready to let this go. Show me the way. Right? Because you probably don't know. If you knew, it might not be there. Show me the way to let this go. Co-founder Charles Fillmore said that this denial step is the mental process of letting go of false beliefs. Right? We're all carrying ideas within us that are contrary to the truth of God. I call them spiritually ignorant notions. S-I-N. Spiritually ignorant notion. That's any idea that we're carrying that is contrary to the truth of God. And when we see one, we choose to release it. Co-founder Myrtle Fillmore said, we must be willing to let go of the old before the new can find room to enter. You know that we have moved recently, house across town. And I've shared many times, if you're thinking about moving, don't. Your house where you're at right now is perfectly fine. You don't need to change things. You don't need your life is like a snow globe and all the snow is settled. Leave it there. You don't need to shake that thing, turn it upside down, and then you be like I am, wear those blue shoes. I still haven't found them. And I don't even know what else is in that box. And Jennifer reminded me this week, nothing is lost in the realm of spirit. And I said, yes, I know, but I can't find my blue shoes. And whatever else, that would scare me. Like, what if I put my gold bars in that box? The gold bars that I forgot that I even had until just now. So I released my blue shoes, and you better believe it, if I find them, you're going to hear about it the Sunday after I find them. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But through moving, we have to release lots of stuff. We've moved a handful of times and had this experience again. Like you get rid of a third of your belongings, and then you pack all the rest up, and you go to your new house, and you start unpacking it, and you're like, why did I bring all this crap? And it's time to get rid of another third of it. Lighten your load, right? Lighten your load. That is what we're doing when we release and let go. Our theme for the year is let your light shine. If you want to, well, how do I let my light shine? You release all that no longer serves you. Now that might say overwhelming. How can I release all of it? Just pick one thing. If you release one little thing, this is the way the Spirit works. This is found all throughout the Scripture. You know the story of the prodigal son. The son is walking back home. What is the father doing? Running toward the son. You take one step, the Spirit takes 100 steps. You can let go of what feels like the smallest thing and have a massive release of energy that has been kept down. You know how hard it is to keep a beach ball under the water in a pool? That's what it's like, carrying these burdens. We get so used to it. We don't notice anymore until it's gone. And the moment it's gone, it's like, I just got taller. I just got lighter. I'm walking. Something's going on here. That healing experience, there's no mistaking it. And this is an invitation to just that. for you. So once we release the stuff, right? Myrtle said we must be willing to let go of the old before we can make room for the new. Once you get rid of a third of your junk and you move, and then you get rid of another third of it, now you have a created space for something new, and that is the affirmation part of the denial and affirmation practice. So you affirm a new thought for yourself. Maybe there's some illness I'll use as an example, or some financial issues going on where you're feeling like you don't have enough, perhaps. And you can deny that fear, the fear of not having enough, has no power over me. I'm the radiating center of God's abundance. You hear the difference between that. I'm a radiating center of God's abundance. And folks have asked me from time to time, say, well, but what if I don't really believe that? Hey man, this is the first step on a path, not only to believing it, but to seeing it happen in your life, to making it the truth of your life experience. So if you're saying it and there's part of you like, yeah, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's true, because you're used to something different. But say it anyway, because it is showing you your way forward. I'm a radiating center of God's abundance. Oh, I like that. Do you like that? Do you want to be a radiating center of God's abundance? First thing you got to do is just claim it. Claim it out loud. Claim it out loud. And then stay open. Say, all right, show me the way. You say, I don't know the way. Fine, you don't need to know the way. Why? Because God knows the way. The Spirit knows the way. But nothing happens until you see it, name it, and own it, meaning you acknowledge, yes, this is what's going on. Yes, I do feel a burden around this. Yes, I do feel like there's not enough. And I do feel like I can never get enough of what I need. If that's the truth of your life experience, just acknowledge it. And then deny that is the core of who you are. It's not. It's just some false ideas that you've been carrying. So you let them go. Fear of not having enough has no power over me. I am a radiating center of divine abundance. And you take a deep breath and you say, I let it be so. And you say, show me the way. Show me the way. What's my next step? You can do this practice with anything that comes up. Now, if you're like me, you may have some things that quickly come up. But if you really need to, you can make a list. Make a list of everything that you're carrying that you're ready to let go of, that you would like to see let go of. Maybe you're not even sure if you're ready. That's okay. Put it on your list. You can say, I'm willing to become willing to let this go. Old resentments. Anybody have an ex? Anybody carrying some leftover resentments? You'd be surprised. It could have been decades ago. You might still be carrying anger around that. That person might not even be amongst the living. And we can still be carrying. That's silly. Isn't that ridiculous? What's it have to do with them? Nothing. Where is that resentment? It's in me. Where else is it? Nowhere. It's only in me. Who's it holding down? Me. It's not holding them down. It's only holding me down. So I choose to release it and let it go. So you can make a list if you need to. We're talking here about forgiveness. Forgiveness is never about the other person, right? It's about freeing ourselves from, whether it feels like it or not, a self-created burden. Say, yeah, but they did this. Okay. And you might say, well, I have 100 friends and they all agree that they wronged me. Okay, nobody's arguing that. What we're talking about now is what is going on right now. What's going on right now is I'm still carrying this. I'm still fighting with them. I'm spending my energy, my life energy, fighting with something or someone that's not part of my life. It's done except in me. Forgiveness is never about the other person. It's about us. It's about freeing us. I love this saying that in my first Unity church, there were bumper stickers for sale. And this is where I first read this. And one of the bumper stickers said, "Angels can fly because they take themselves lightly." So if you want to fly, you got to start taking yourself lightly by releasing anything and everything that is holding you down, that is weighing you down. Letting go clears the way for peace and joy. Remember, we're living in the divine flow. If we're blocking it, we are blocking peace in our lives. We're blocking joy. We're blocking divine order. There's a quote from Lao Tzu: "When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be." When I let go of what is holding me down right now, I am then free to become who I really am, who the Spirit is calling me to become. When we resist letting go of things, we stagnate. We block the divine flow of good in our lives. When we surrender, when we finally give up and say, okay, I am now ready to let this go. I'm ready to acknowledge that I'm carrying it, and I'm ready to release it. The infinite grace of the Spirit carries us forward. I say, well, what if I do it wrong? Don't worry. There's another chance. There's always another chance. That's what grace is. God's infinite grace means there is always another chance. So what? None of us are perfect. That's not the goal. The goal is to see what is going on, to become willing to release it, to acknowledge it, name it, and be open to the guidance that we may need in order to let it go. The Spirit is the bridge over that which no longer serves us. The bridge, if you will, over troubled water. When we release our struggles to that infinite presence, that is not only in us, by the way, it is us, underneath it all. That is who we are. We're lifted up. There's no other way. There's no other way it can be. And if you've had even the smallest of healing experiences in your life, you know what I'm talking about. The lightness that comes over you. I remember somewhat recently, it might actually be a year ago, I experienced this significant healing. It's happened to me maybe 4 times in the last, 15 years. And each of them has been a massive shift in my life energy. And what's, I guess, wonderful, but to me very odd about it, is the one that I'm thinking of, I can't remember what the issue was. That's how gone it is. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. But I remember the process of letting it go. I was in a counseling session with my spiritual director, which, by the way, was over Zoom, just as powerful as in person, in my experience. And he was, at that moment, helping me find my way into and underneath this, whatever it was that I honestly can't remember, that was so heavy. It was a lifelong thing. You know, our heaviest things are the oldest things in us. What do we say? If it's hysterical, it's historical. It was one of those. And because I trust him, I was willing to put one foot in front of the other. And he brought me to this place. This is, of course, in the realm of the Spirit, in the realm of mind. So in my mind's eye, I could see the burden. And the turning point question that he asked me, I will never forget this, even though I forget what the burden was. He said, what's underneath it? And I paused a moment. It's like, I can't answer. I don't know. What kind of question is that? I have to sit with that. What is underneath it? And so I looked underneath it, and guess what was there? Nothing. Nothing. And part of me was like, you have got to be kidding me. All this time, in the 35 years that I've been on this earth. All right, the 60 years that I've been on this earth. I carried that for 59 of them. And when I was finally able to see it and to have the courage and be comfortable enough to look under it, there was nothing there. And I started laughing. I could not stop. I couldn't stop. It's like I just lost it. Now, that's not what happens with me and my spiritual director in a meeting. I don't lose it like that. I had no choice anymore. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And this burden was lifted. My life energy shot up. And skeptical person that I am, in the days and weeks after that, I said, I'm going to watch and see if this comes back. It never did. Permanent change. Permanent change. And what was the core of my burden? Nothing. It didn't feel like nothing for 59 years. It effectively kept me down. Yet when I discovered the truth of it, and when I say it was nothing, it means I created it. It was no thing. It was not an existent thing except in my mind. And when I let it go, it was gone. Gone, gone, gone. That's the power of this release that we're talking about. That's the power of letting go of what no longer serves us. It works with little tiny things, right? Maybe you're driving and another driver does something that's less than the best driving skills. This will probably happen to you only 10 times a day if you drive around. Let go of that. Let go of that. And if your mind does what minds do and say, what a fill in the blank. Nice driving. I never say that actually to a person, but you know. Instead of that, make up a different story. Say, oh, maybe they're really distracted because they just got some very concerning news about the health of one of their loved ones. Well, if you had just got that news, maybe you merged before you should have. Right? Or you could say, I heard somebody online talk about this comedian. Everyone, we're all connected, right? The practice of oneness, here's a way to put it into practice. Just as you see everyone around you say, oh, that me is having a hard day today. That me is doing a great job at their job. It helps soften that. Even small little releases, like somebody irritates you when you're driving. This is good practice. And I invite you to put it into practice. But I'm going to close with this affirmation. I'll read it. And then I invite us to recite it together. And then we're going to move into our time of meditation. The affirmation is this: I bless and release all that no longer serves my highest good. Let's say that together. I bless and release all